All right, Christian, since we're talking about short game today, tell me about how you feel about how you're hitting some of your pitches here.
Well, you know, my biggest flaw is I tend to hit behind the ball, and then I'll get a little scared sometimes that that's going to happen, and I'll get the hands a little active. You know, I like the feeling of trying to get in there and trap the ball, but, you know, probably my most common miss would be fat.
Gotcha. When I look at your setup, so before you even swing the club, I notice you set up the club with the shaft leaning very forward. And what that creates is a very steep angle of attack. And that's why we get some of these digs and we catch it kind of steep. I'd love to see you set up with the ball maybe a little more centered.
Okay.
And then allow us to use the bounce. Do you understand the bounce a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like I've got a basic understanding of how the bounce works.
Yeah, as long as we use this, you know, trailing edge and we get this face to open a little bit more, it's going to want to, you know, go through the turf nice and smooth.
Okay.
And we won't catch as much turf.
Okay. So, so ball, I had it back off the back foot. You want it a little more in the center or up?
Correct.
Okay.
So
and then
centered, and then if we take that shaft, which we had very forward, and we take that and we center it a little bit, then we'll be able to, you know, not get as much turf and get as steep into the golf shot.
A little more of a sweep.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'll go in.
That was nice. Do that a couple more times for me.
Okay. That felt really good. Just almost like moving the ball position up kind of puts the shaft where you want it.
Exactly. Perfect. Give me one more for me. That was great.
Thank
Let me just remind you what we talked about so you understand it. So we took the ball, we moved it more centered, so we're not so far back with the shaft leaning so far forward that we're very steep.
Right. That's what I was feeling before, definitely.
Yeah.
Almost a chop.
Exactly. So when we center that club, when we get the handle more towards your belly button,
Okay.
that allows us to use the sole of the club and the bounce,
Okay.
and it slides through better.
Okay. I can definitely feel that right now.
Yep. That was beautiful. Great sound there.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job.
I like that feeling.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, that was great. Let me talk about your pre-setup before you swing the golf shot.
Okay.
I'm going to set this stick down. This is going to represent your target line.
Okay.
And then when you set up, you have your feet very close to the target.
Okay.
And that causes our club to go, you know, various paths.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can flip our hands and hook it. Sometimes we can, you know, follow that path and then block it to the right.
Hold it on, yeah.
Exactly. It's preferred, or it's easier to set up for a golf shot if we set up with our feet a little more straight. So square to our target. So I have that orange stick is set up to your target line, so you're set up square.
Mm-hmm.
The gray stick is set up so that you're informed of your path line.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
I don't want to go right.
So that's the shot we're looking for.
Right.
Is a little fade. So that was great. Now we have to just adjust our aim in our preset so that we can aim for our targets.
Okay.
What I'm actually going to do is give us a target. That ball's going about 150, 160.
Yeah, 160 if I hit it good.
So I'm going to set up the range here to 160. And then you go ahead and just set yourself up. And here's our path line. I'm going to move that a little bit left. And then I'm going to open up your feet just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get that on green.
Felt a little funky.
Yeah, give me more. There he is.
That felt better.
That was beautiful.
We got the fade actually.
And that's the ball height we're looking for at the yard we're looking for. That was a good shot. Just fade a little more than we like, but that preset's gonna help us do that.
Okay. Gonna get a good one.